Winston Churchill. The name alone brings to mind images of a bulldog-faced man with a cigar, flashing a V for victory sign. But who was the man behind the legend? Let's dive into the incredible life of one of history's most towering figures. Born in 1874 into the aristocratic Spencershire family, young Winston wasn't exactly a star student. He was rebellious and often found himself in trouble. But what he lacked in classroom discipline, he made up for with a thirst for adventure. He joined the army, and his early career reads like a Hollywood script. He was a soldier and war correspondent in Cuba, India, and Sudan, and even staged a daring escape from a prisoner of war camp during the Boer War in South Africa. This escape made him a national hero overnight and launched his political career. He entered Parliament in 1900 and quickly made a name for himself as a brilliant, if sometimes controversial, politician. He switched political parties, which was a huge deal back then, and held several high-ranking cabinet positions. As First Lord of the Admiralty during World War I, he was behind the disastrous Gallipoli campaign, a failure that haunted him for years and nearly ended his career. He spent much of the 1930s in the political wilderness, a lone voice warning about the rising threat of Nazi Germany while most of Europe hoped for peace. Then came 1940. With Britain standing alone against Hitler's seemingly unstoppable war machine, the nation turned to the one man who had been right all along. At 65 years old, Winston Churchill became Prime Minister. His powerful speeches, broadcast over the radio, became the lifeblood of the nation. He promised not easy victory, but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. He spoke of fighting on the beaches, on the landing grounds, in the fields, and in the streets. He vowed that Britain would never surrender. His leadership, his defiance, and his unshakable belief in victory rallied the British people and the free world. He forged the Grand Alliance with the United States and the Soviet Union, a partnership that, despite its tensions, would ultimately lead to the defeat of the Axis powers. When victory was declared in Europe in 1945, Churchill was hailed as the savior of his nation. But politics is a fickle game. In a stunning turn of events, just months after winning the war, Churchill's Conservative Party was voted out of office. The people who had cheered him as their wartime leader now wanted to focus on building a new, post-war Britain, and they chose a different path. Churchill became leader of the opposition, but he wasn't done yet. He returned as Prime Minister in 1951 for a final term before retiring in 1955. Beyond his political career, Churchill was an incredibly talented writer, publishing dozens of books and earning the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1953. He was also a passionate painter, creating over 500 canvases. He was a husband, a father, a historian, and a soldier. A man of immense contradictions, stubborn yet brilliant, impulsive yet visionary. When he died in 1965 at the age of 90, he was given a state funeral, an honor usually reserved for monarchs. People from all over the world mourned the loss of the man who had steered Britain through its darkest hour. Winston Churchill's legacy is complex, debated, and still incredibly relevant today. He was a force of nature who left an indelible mark on the 20th century. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history. See you next time.